baby chameleon to dance at the fault of the baby chameleon. I beg to disagree in this case, Your Excellency. We must work with Maendeleo and organizations such as these, under the leadership of Kenya, to use the home as the child's first school, to strengthen the role of women as the child's first teacher, to teach deliberately the boy child, for him to interrogate the deep values of gender equality and the respect for the rights of women and girls. It is often said that if the chameleon will survive the bushfire, it must learn to abandon the majestic work of its forefathers. In short, it must run. Excellency, as we strive to build back better, as we strive to move towards the ICPD 25 commitments, the programs that your government so ably put in place and lead, the empowerment initiatives of Maendeleo, such as that which we are doing today, will be catalyzed when we are able to create a core group of boys and men who perceive women as girls as equal partners in society and also partners in the journey to nationhood. On behalf of the United Nations Population Fund and the United Nations system in Kenya, I commit to continue, under the leadership of governments, to partner with organizations like Maendeleo. We will work in lockstep with the government and with partners to take this agenda forward until we are able to create that Kenya where male and female can optimally contribute to the national agenda and the national vision. It's my pleasure right now to invite Honorable Asio, the patron of Maendeleo. Asante Nisana.
Thank you so very much, my son, who is the representative of the UN population in this country. You've said it rightly and you've said it all, and I'm so very happy that you've been able to go around this country and to actually witness for yourself what Maendeleo stands for and what it has done for this country. Today, it is about 62 years, actually exactly 62 years, in December, when Maendeleo took over the leadership from the white ladies, the European women who started it all. When we took over 62 years ago, of course, Maendeleo had been going on for like 7 years before we were able to get in and to take over. It was not easy. European women wouldn't let go and wouldn't even share with us some of the issues that were close to their hearts. But we knew exactly what we wanted for this country. And we embarked on a new direction. The direction that was going to address the real felt needs of the women of this land. Remember, we were still under the colonial rule, but it was not long before Maendeleo ya Wanawake led a delegation to meet with Mzee Jomo Kenyatta in detention in Lodwar and to explain to Mzee what we wanted to see for this country. After all, both men and women had worked very hard, and both men and women had suffered during the colonial rule. And we asked for 50-50 representation of women and men in the legislature and the then county councils of this country. Mzee was very agreeable because he knew what we had gone through. Mzee knew the suffering of women. He told us about the heavy loads that women carry as they go to market, as they go to the farms to feed this nation, as they work as peasant farmers, small-scale farmers. And he really appreciated our position as such. When Mzee came out, he truly tried and put things in place, especially, for example, housing for African families, which hitherto were really terrible. And he made it possible for women to participate in governance system. But it was not easy. And before he took over, Maendeleo ya Wanawake sent a woman delegate to the Lancaster House conference. I want to take you back to this time because many people do not know where we are coming from and where we are, who we are, and where we've lasted this long. I was elected chair of Maendeleo ya Wanawake in December of 1958, taking over from Mrs. Leakey, who was very helpful to us. The rest of the European women turned me down even when I extended my hands to greet them. They were not helpful, but a few were very, very helpful. And since then, we have come a long way. And I want to thank President Uhuru Kenyatta because one, he has championed the cause of peace and security in this land. Because without peace and security, the women can do nothing to feed the families. Because of this peaceful time that we have had, we've been able to move very far, and we've done very well. And Mr. President, I truly want to thank you, not just for the peace and tranquility that has existed in the rule, but also for the appointment of women in very, very important positions. Around the world, there are no women who are ministers for defense because defense is assumed to be masculine men. But you've entrusted the women of Kenya to head the defense forces as minister. And for this, Mr. President, I truly want to thank you. Here with us is Professor Kobia. It could not have been better. She has the ears for women. She goes around and she's able to answer some of the very intricate issues that women have brought up during a trip. Mr. President, I want you to know, we do not know how you did it, but you've made the right decision by having Professor Kobia as head of this ministry. Please don't let her move out of I beg you. Let her stay here. After maybe 10 years, then we will have arrived. So that she can go to another portfolio. But for now, please let her stay with us. Mr. President, we are looking forward to the not more than 2/3 in all aspects of our governance system, both at the national level, also at the county levels, but even in the private sector and the parastatals and in other areas. You've done very well, but we want to reach the threshold. And we can only do this while you're here. I want to assure you, Mr. President, as you go around the country, the women of Kenya, the bulk of them are with you. And we will make sure that your legacy succeeds, Mr. President. With these very few words, I want to thank the government of Kenya. I want to thank the office of the President for the wonderful work that they've done with us, especially Mr. Kinyua. Mr. Kinyua has had ears for women, and he has allowed anybody, all of us, to enter into his offices and to discuss the issues, intricate issues that concerns us as women. Please, Bwana Kinyua, don't leave. When you leave, put somebody in place like you who will allow us philosophy and to listen to some of our deep concerns. I really want to thank everybody, UNFPA, all the UN systems, for the wonderful work that especially this young man, my grandson maybe, has actually done with us and for us. Thank you, Mr. President, and may the good Lord bless you and keep you. Thank you, Madam Kobia. Thank you.
Your Excellency, it is now my pleasure to invite Professor Margaret Kobia, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Public Service and Gender, to make remarks and thereafter continue with the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, leadership of Maendeleo, Wanawake, members represented in all the centers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning for all of us. Excellent. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve our nation, and in particular today to present to you Maendeleo and our members for your address this morning. While coordinating government policy on gender development, the Maendeleo and Wanawake organization has provided an effective model for improving the quality of life for families and communities. Your Excellency, your presence here this morning to engage with the women leaders coming from all the 47 counties of Kenya is a great testimony that your government really cares for women. We thank you for the sacrifices that you make and the leadership burden that you carry to make Kenya united, peaceful, and prosperous nation. Your Excellency, Maendeleo Wanawake organization has actively participated in the National Development Program through the national and the county government gender sector working group framework. The framework facilitates the Maendeleo Wanawake organization to collaborate with other government agencies to create synergy for development for the realization of Kenya Vision 2030. Your Excellency, in the last 3 years, I'm happy to inform you, sir, I've witnessed strengthening of the institution in terms of effective governance for better service delivery to the members. In conclusion, Your Excellency, you have made Maendeleo Wanawake organization members proud of your continued support, right from the grassroots to the national level. Now, it is my humble duty to invite you, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, to address the Maendeleo Wanawake organization fraternity and the nation. And thereafter, we will launch the award attack. Karibu sana, Your Excellency.
Asante sana waziri. Kina mama oye. Hamjambo.
Hatujambo.
Hamjambo.
Hatujambo.
Mombasa hamjambo. Asanteni sana. The patron of Maendeleo ya Wanawake, Mama Phoebe Asio, Chairperson Mama Rehab Mui, Dr. Olajide, the representative of the UN Population Fund. Let me say how delighted I am to join you all today, a little bit virtually, as you assemble to take stock of the progress that Maendeleo ya Wanawake has made in 2020 towards nurturing and empowering our women. Indeed, as has been stated, for close to 7 decades, Maendeleo ya Wanawake has been at the forefront of fighting for women's rights in Kenya. And during this period, your organization has grown to become a bastion of civil society, advocating, especially at the grassroots level, initiatives that have tremendously changed our women's lives for the better. I believe the lives of women in Kenya and the communities that they live in are currently immeasurably better thanks to Maendeleo ya Wanawake's bold and consistent actions over the decades. Today, I am particularly happy to note the work of Maendeleo ya Wanawake, complementing government efforts to achieve the objectives of our Vision 2030 in the area of water and sanitation, the Vision 2030 blueprint that aims at ensuring that every woman in a household at the grassroots level gets a water tank for safe, clean, and reliable water for domestic use. It is therefore a great pleasure to launch the Maendeleo ya Wanawake National Water Project today. As you are aware, food, nutrition, security is one of the pillars of my administration's Big Four agenda. I chose to focus on food security because a nation which cannot feed its people is not worthy of its name. In this context, I appreciate and support the training your organization is offering to our women on smart agriculture in order to enhance food security at the household level. Additionally, and while still on the Big Four agenda, I am also happy to note that Maendeleo ya Wanawake is working in partnership with the Ministry of Health and the First Lady's Beyond Zero initiative on matters of maternal health care at the grassroots level. This has been a huge boost for our Big Four of universal health coverage. Distinguished ladies The real factor behind the exemplary success of Maendeleo ya Wanawake is clear. It is due to your unfailing commitment to the social economic empowerment of all women of Kenya. As an organization, you have clearly demonstrated that the empowerment of women is not merely by holding conferences in high-level hotels in Nairobi. You have been vibrant at all levels of society, especially at the grassroots. Indeed, you choose not to just talk the talk, but also walk it, delivering real gains for all your work across the country. Your collective efforts has made women in Kenya enjoy greater economic empowerment and independence than your sisters in the region and beyond. Hongera, pongezi, pongezi Maendeleo ya Wanawake. Your efforts have sustained households, protected widows, ensured that children have completed their schooling, and given women a greater voice at every level of Kenyan society. I note with appreciation the contribution your organization has made in dealing with a cultural trait considered primitive, and that is FGM. As early as 1991, your organization focused its efforts on the eradication of female genital mutilation, becoming the first organization to roll out a program on alternative rites of passage. Your efforts as an organization and other like-minded organizations made it easier for the government of Kenya to enact the Prohibition of Female Genital Mutilation Act 2007 and establish the Anti-FGM Board. I also commend you for your continued support for my government's commitment on the elimination of all forms of gender-based violence by the year 2022. And I note that Maendeleo ya Wanawake is driving processes towards greater protections within both the anti-FGM and the wider campaign against gender-based violence. I want today to once again pledge to you my personal support for all your initiatives, and I assure you that my administration will bring into being even more vibrant protections for Kenyan girls and women. Distinguished delegates, our country today is in the midst of a great constitutional moment. Through the building tribe, gender, age, ethnicity, and religion are no longer factors for division, but rather drivers of unity within our diversity. The BBI report has now given rise to a bill which on Jamhuri Day was christened the First Amendment, that crystallizes the BBI proposals into a comprehensive and deliverable framework. The BBI proposes significant gains for our women. There is greater representation in both the National Assembly and the Senate, which gives women a greater voice. At the county level, the opposite gender running mate rule proposed by BBI will dramatically increase the number of women elected to lead county governments, with the additional benefit of contributing to the shattering of the political glass ceiling across all ballots. I want to urge you, my dear sisters, mothers, and all women of Kenya, to unequivocally and emphatically support BBI. In BBI, women also gain directly and indirectly through the gains secured for the youth, for persons with disabilities, for enhanced health care and economic opportunities, and for a more stable and peaceful electoral system and environment. So, ladies and gentlemen, As I conclude, I would like to thank all of you, especially the women of Kenya, for all the development and gains that have been made by your organization. And indeed, as you go back to your branches, I urge you to use your positions of influence at the grassroots level to advocate for continued observation of the Ministry of Health's anti-COVID guidelines and protocols. As women, you know you are great influencers of social behavior, and therefore as government, we look to you as our partners in securing Kenya from this pandemic and all other social and economic challenges. I am confident that Maendeleo ya Wanawake has done us proud. You continue to be a shining example of what can be achieved by Kenyans of all walks of life and backgrounds coming together to help shape a better Kenya for all. And I want to urge Maendeleo ya Wanawake to continue along the golden path of nurturing and empowering our women. Kwa hayo machache, wakina mama wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, nataka tena kuwapongeza wote kwa yale ambaye organization yenu ya maendeleo ya wanawake imeweza tenda taifa letu la Kenya, kwamba mambo ambayo inahusu wakina mama wa taifa letu la Kenya yamewekwa katikati ya mipangilio ya serikali, na pia kuhakikisha ya kwamba mama hawajawachwa kando katika mambo ya maendeleo, mambo ya uongozi katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na furahi nikiona nimemwona hapa bibi Asio, nimemwona hapa mama Kitonyi na wengine wengi ambao wamekuwa katikati ya kuhakikisha wakina mama wamechukua nafasi yao katika uongozi wa taifa hili letu la Kenya. Na hakikisho langu kwenu nyinyi ni kwamba tutaendelea kuhakikisha ya kwamba nusu ya wananchi wa taifa la Kenya ambao ni wakina mama wataweza na sauti yao itasikika, na vile inasemwa, ukiwacha mama kando kama taifa, na wache wakina mama kando, ni kama kutembea ukiwa nusu, kwa sababu kama nusu ya Wakenya ni wakina mama, ukiwawacha nje ni kusema uchumi wako utaendelea half power. Ukisema umewacha wakina mama nyuma, ni kumaanisha ya kwamba utajiri wa Kenya umeukata na nusu. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba mtakuwa katikati ya mipangilio yangu tukienda mbele. Na ndipo tunasema tunataka wakina mama wachukue nafasi nusu katika bunge letu la Seneti. Tunataka wakina mama wawe katikati ya kujua pesa ambazo ni za ungatuzi zinatumiwa kwa njia gani, na kuhakikisha ya kwamba wakina mama hawajawachwa nje ya miradi ya maendeleo katika taifa letu. Na hiyo nafikiri ni kitu muhimu sana kwetu sisi wote, na nawaomba mkiwa mama zangu, mkiwa dada zangu na mkiwa bibi zangu, kwa sababu wengine ni rika ya kuwa mabibi zangu tutembee hii safari pamoja, tutembee hii safari pamoja. Na mimi sina shaka tukipata ushindi utakuwa wetu sisi wote. Nataka kumalizia kwa kusema huo mradi ambao chairperson wenu ameanzisha wa kuhakikisha ya kwamba kila mama kwa nyumba yake atakuwa na tanki ya maji, na ndio tuweze kutoa mitungi kwa migongo ya wakina mama. Tutashirikiana kwa huo mradi, na leo hii nimeamurisha Wizara ya Maji wafanye kazi pamoja na nyinyi kuhakikisha ya kwamba tumeweza kutimiza hiyo lengo la kuhakikisha ya kwamba tumetoa mitungi kwa migongo ya wakina mama wetu, na hiyo najua pamoja tutaweza kutimiza. Pia nataka kumshukuru Chair Lady Mama Rehab kwa sababu leo amenionyesha title deed ya nyumba yenu hapa Nairobi. Kwa hivyo wale wote ambao walikuwa wamesema ya kwamba nyumba imeuzwa, nyumba imewekwa mortgage, mjue leo ya kwamba mimi mwenyewe nimeiona, na nitaambia Mama Rehab pale, hebu onesha hiyo title deed wa kina mama wa Kenya waweze kuiona, iinue hapo waione. Pongezi. Na pia nimeamurisha ya kwamba kama kuna lolote ambao serikali inadai maendeleo ya wanawake kuhusu hiyo title, hiyo pesa yote tumesema iondolewe yote, wakina mama wapatiwe title deed yao bila lolote, waweze kuendelea na shughuli zao kivyema. Pia Mama Asio ameniambia ya kwamba katika sehemu mbalimbali za taifa letu la Kenya muko na maplot ambapo mungetaka kujenga. Pia leo nimeamurisha Wizara ya Manyumba katika taifa letu la Kenya wafanye kazi pamoja nanyi kuona ni kwa njia gani mtaweza kudevelop hizo property zenu, na ndio ile pesa ambayo itapatikana iweze kuendelea kuinua chama chenu na kuinua hali ya maisha ya wakina mama wa taifa letu la Kenya. Kwa hivyo, kwa hayo machache, mimi nataka kuwatakia nyote kila laheri, haswa katika kipindi hiki ambapo tunaelekea Krismasi na mwaka mpya. Nawatakia kila laheri kwenu nyinyi, kwa jamii zenu. Tuendelee kuombea taifa letu la Kenya, tuendelee kuombea huu ugonjwa uweze kutuondokea, tuendelee kuombea amani katika taifa letu la Kenya na umoja ya Wakenya wetu wote, na tuombe Mwenyezi Mungu atupatie mwaka mpya ambao utakuwa wa fanaka kwa kila mmoja wetu, wa furaha kwa kila mmoja wetu, na ambaye itatusaidia kuendelea kujenga taifa letu la Kenya tukisonga mbele. Natarajia hivi karibuni tutapata nafasi tukizunguka, tuje tuweze tupatane nanyi katika kila kona ya taifa letu, tuungane pamoja na tuendelee na shughuli zetu za kuunganisha Kenya, kujenga Kenya na kuhakikisha ya kwamba tumemaliza umaskini katika taifa letu la Kenya, na kila mtu anaweza kukaa kwa nchi ambaye anafurahia, anajivunia na anapendana na jirani yake, asipojiuliza huyu ni kabila gani, ni rangi gani, huyu ni dini gani. Ajue tu ni jirani wake, ni Mkenya mwenzake, na wanashirikiana kwa mambo ya kujenga na kujenga taifa letu la Kenya. Kwa hayo machache sasa, ningependa kumalizia hapo nikisema ya kwamba tumelaunch hiyo water harvesting project yenu, na mkutano wenu uwe wa baraka na uwe na matokeo mema ambaye itaendelea kusaidia wakina mama wa taifa letu la Kenya. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki nyote.
kusonga nasi tusonge maendeleo yaendelee mbele Rahabu songa nasi tusonge maendeleo yaendelee mbele Uhuru songa nasi tusonge maendeleo yaendelee mbele Uhuru songa nasi tusonge maendeleo yaendelee mbele Rahabu songa nasi tusonge maendeleo yaendelee mbele. Nani kama baba? Hakuna. Waziri oye! Yafiyo oye! Wamama oye! Waziri oye! Mombasa oye! Northeastern oye! Nyanza oye! Rift Valley oye! Asanteni sana. Rift Valley oye!
Your Excellency, the President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of this virtual event. Thank you all for joining us. Asanteni sana. The end of this virtual event.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Are you a Mauryan? Your doom is in front of you. Not even God can save you now. How dare you not bow down as a mark of respect to the great Chief Kichak? He should apologize by touching the feet of our Lord now. You will pay for your misdeed.
I've heard that a boy was found swimming in the sea by a merchant's boat.
A boy? Does anyone know who that boy was?
Athletics Kenya is credited for starting organized athletics following its formation in 1950, when it was known as the Kenya Amateur Athletics Association, to become a powerhouse with great achievements to behold. And that is why this Tuesday, the 15th of December, Athletics Kenya will be commemorating 70 years of existence. Your true sports partner, KBC Channel 1, will ensure you don't miss out of such a prestigious occasion as they honor the men and women who made it happen. Let's join the celebrations from 10 a.m. in a true Kenyan spirit.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Somebody took Anna.
Take it easy, Fabiola. We'll find her. Have you looked everywhere?
That guy stole my bag. Stop him. He's a thief. You think Francisco did this?
To be honest, my love, I do. What are you doing?
I'm going to take a little picture of her and send it to Ramon.
Why, Sophia? Why are you doing this?
This is a lesson for me. I want you to know how hurt and shaken up I was when you chose Fabiola over me. What are you doing? Are you stealing money from me?
In love with Ramon.
What a battle we've got on here between the Kenyans, and fair play to Melkalo. She is giving as good as she is getting. She's holding on in fourth position, although as I say that, she goes back down to fifth because the Kenyans are just going out on the attack, all out on the attack.
Well, you have to say that I think that for the time that she's done, she has underperformed at major championships. She was silver medalist behind Tirunesh Dibaba at the African Championships, although that's no disgrace when you look at her record at this distance. But with a time that is superior to that of her more famous teammate, she really does need to deliver on the global term. They go through the bell then. 400 metres to go, and Vivian Cheriot hits the front. Liliet Masai right behind her, and then she's in third place at the moment, and Lynette Masai looks as though she's being dropped as well. Look at this, Sally Kipyego and Vivian Cheriot breaking through. Mel Kamu comes past Lynette Masai, and she might not even get the fourth place. She has Sharona on her back as well. Mel Kamu in third place over, but here comes Lynette Masai again. Mel Kamu's got nothing less, but at the front is Cheriot up against Kipyego for the gold medal, and Cheriot is coming through. Vivian Cheriot, who took the 5,000 metres title 2 years ago in Berlin, looks as though she's coming through to add the 10,000 metre title here, sprinting away. The woman is a sensation. She's coming away to come and obtain the gold medal, and Kenya will take gold. 2 golds on the opening day of the World Athletics Championships. Gold for Kenya, silver for Kenya as well. And Lynette Masai gets the bronze. It's a 1-2-3 again. What a day for Kenyan athletics.
What a race. What a final lap. Just breathtaking stuff. Wonderful from Cheriot and